taking steroids? So are you taking steroids or have you done it before? So have you ever tried steroids? Are you guys using? So are you taking steroids? So have you taken steroids or are you using? What?
Taking somewhere.
Where? Yeah.
Venom, right?
Yeah. Okay, so we want to tell people where you guys from?
Switzerland. We're from Switzerland.
Yeah. And what's your name?
My name is Carmen.
Yeah.
Michelle.
Yeah.
We're sisters.
Yeah. They're sisters, and I thought up until now that these two were twins.
We're almost twins.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone
Almost
calls us
twins.
twins, but actually we're sisters. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what's your name?
My name's Six.
6?
6.
I love that name.
It's like the number, but it's spelled different. SYXX.
Cool. Okay,
Yeah,
so
so-
where are you from?
We're from London, England.
London.
Yes.
So, what is your name?
My name is George.
George?
Yes.
And where are you from?
From Lebanon.
Lebanon. What's your name?
Sonia,
Sonia. And where are you from?
Colombia.
Colombia. Me llamo Elisabeth.
Oh, muy bien. ¿De dónde tú eres? Where are you from?
Norway.
Okay.
So, what do you guys think about people saying in social media that they're natural, but they're really not? What do you guys think about that?
I don't judge anyone
No?
at all, but I feel like nowadays you don't really need to lie about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I think people are so honest and everyone knows what it's about, especially if you're competing in like different levels, like certain levels. I think it's clear that bodybuilders take stuff. So
Yeah.
you don't need to lie.
Yeah. But don't you think they should be honest about it?
Of course they should.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
because-
it's not taboo anymore. I feel like.
I agree.
Yeah.
And like the pressure that they put on, let's say TikTok, Instagram, how they speak about taking steroids, putting pressure on like 16-year-old guys who wanted to be big, looking up to their role model and thinking that their role model is clean, but they're really not, right?
Yeah, I think it's a very difficult topic because I mean, of course, you don't want to promote here, and
You don't want to influence the young guys
Yeah.
to do steroids with 16. It makes no sense to fuck up the health of 16.
When people say that they're natural but they're not, do you mean they're lying? They may have their reasons for saying this. For example, if you were to come out and say that you are on steroids in the United States, that's a crime. So, for reasons of that, maybe that's why they would say they're not on gear. Other people may be trying to, put the message out to an audience, a younger audience who think that whatever physique they've got, it's achievable. Like there are a lot of fake natties out there, a lot of fake natties. I don't want to name names, but I think you know who's who. I think it's a moral issue, but why do people lie? I don't know, to portray like
It's not fair, right?
definitely not.
What do you think about people saying that they're natural when they are using steroids? What do you think about that?
I think it's natural is better.
Yeah. So what I wanted to ask you is, what do you think about people claiming to be natural when they are using steroids?
A lot of people use steroid. Even the famous bodybuilders, they all use steroid. Being natural needs a lot of time, a lot of effort, and you will not gain the same benefit as steroid.
There are a lot of people claiming to be natural,
Ooh, yes, a lot.
but when they are using steroids,
Absolutely.
what do you think about that?
That is disgusting.
Yeah?
That is pure shame. I really have like a lot of things against the people who claim natty. They present an image which cannot be achievable by natty people. So the natty people, even if they are putting effort, dieting, working out, supplementing, sleeping on point, they're not getting the gains. They end up getting depressed.
Yeah.
So you're not representing like a good image where you're trying to motivate people. No. If I motivate them on short term, long term, a lot of those people fall a victim for like feeling not enough. And I believe that is something really horrible.
Yeah.
Every time someone comes claiming to be naughty,
Yeah.
stepping, looking shredded, amazing, and I don't want to name a lot of people, but there are people claiming naughty, same size as Arnold.
Yeah.
Arnold, who injected high dosage of steroids, 14 years of workout, and they are the same size, and they claim to be naughty.
Yeah.
I could talk all about this, but yeah.
So what I wanted to ask you is, what do you think about people claiming to be natural when they are taking steroids?
You know what? This is very interesting
Yeah.
because I'm a natural competitor.
Yeah.
But when I say that to a lot of people, they don't really think. But it's weird because when you come here and then you see people that are assisted, there's a very big difference between me and them. The way I see it, bodybuilding is bodybuilding. There's a place for natural, there's a place for enhanced. You know, you do what you do. I don't see the need to take it and say that you don't take it. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah, it's not your problem, right?
It's all individual choice. But just embrace whatever the thing you do, just embrace it, man. Wrong with
Yeah.
it.
But do you think it's fair to lie about it, like social media wise, like putting the pressure onto the young people?
No. That's wrong. As I said, like I know a lot of people in the industry, so I've got a lot of friends, both that are natural and assisted. I don't know why there needs to be a stigma that you have to lie about it. You know, funny enough, when I competed last year in a natural show, there was a guy that came in quite clearly not natural, but you know, I don't like to judge, but they ended up pulling him to the side, tested him, got kicked out.
Really?
But yeah, that's the only time that I frown upon it. It's like if you are claiming natural and you're not, like just don't do a natural show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just go to
Yeah.
a show where you're not tested and you can just do what you want.
Totally agree.
Yeah, that's all up.
And think about the pressure, social media wise, for young boys. They're looking up to this role model, thinking he's natural, and that's realistic to reach when it's really not.
Yeah, no, that's real. Like, you know what, when it boils down to it, just lying is just long. Just don't lie.
Yeah.
Like, just give the correct information. That way, it doesn't get twisted up in people's head, and you can help people make better informed choices if that is the way that they want to go. But there's nothing wrong with being natural either.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been training for like what, 19 years now.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I embrace it. It's what it is.
So what I want to ask you is, what do you think about people that are saying that they're natural, but they're actually using steroids?
Most people that will compete in physique or bodybuilding or going on stage, should all of them take.
Yeah,
So,
they should tell the truth, right?
Yes, of course.
Yes. Okay, so what I want to ask you girls is, what do you think about people claiming to be natural in the industry when they're actually taking steroids?
It's their own choice. I mean,
Yeah, as much they are happy is the thing that is important.
And as long as they're honest about it, right? If you have in your Instagram bio that you're natural, but you're using steroids, what do you,
I mean, it's obvious, you know, you
Explain to
can't really
yourself.
kind of hide it.
Yeah.
It's visible, so like why even to hide? Because everyone is using it,
Yeah.
right? So like most of these people,
are using it?
Explain to yourself,
Yeah.
and we can see the bodies.
Yeah. So what I want to ask you about is, what do you think about people claiming to be natural, but they are not?
Well, that's silly because in the end we know that, like, depends on what's your goal. We have to use sometimes some stuff, and we have to understand that, unfortunately, for the human body, sometimes it's not possible to reach to some levels. So we have to understand that and stop being so like. We don't have to care about what people say.
Yeah.
If we are happy with ourselves, that's it.
Yeah. And like being honest about it in like social media, for example, is so important so that young people know what they look up to.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
But to be honest, guys, young generation don't go into so many drugs and all this
I
for
love that.
bodybuilding. Don't. You have amazing genetics. When you are young, you can do most of the things, so you can just develop by natural way.
I agree.
If you do it like early as possible.
So why do you think people use steroids?
Depends on your sport. You know, bodybuilders use it to get unnaturally big. People in CrossFit use it to get fitter than the competition. Cyclists use it so they can take more oxygen on or push harder or whatever.
Why do you think people take steroids in general? Like why? That's what I ask myself. I'm like, why do you do it? What's the point?
I think because they want to compete on a certain level, and then they just need to, otherwise they cannot keep up with the level.
Yeah. Do you guys know any of like the side effects? Have you heard about side effects of steroids?
Yes, sure.
Yeah?
Many.
What?
The loss of hair,
Yeah?
like mood swings,
Yeah.
yeah, many side effects like acne. You see it like on the back. It's horrible. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't judge anyone because like everyone Like as long as they're
do whatever they want
as
to,
long as
like-
they're adults, and like I mean with 16 it's shit because then you're not really an adult. You cannot really maybe think about what
side
it-
effects.
Yeah, what it is for the future, what it means for the future. But if you're like 30,
Yeah.
do what you want.
Yeah. But be honest about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you
Definitely.
natural?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you taking steroids?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So are you taking steroids or have you done it before?
I've done it before.
Yeah?
I've done a lot of steroids.
Yeah?
A lot of steroids.
Can I ask you why?
Very good question. Because I wasn't getting the result that I want, and I felt like there was something wrong with my body.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I have to go different road. I am dieting, working out. I had to do fatigue. My abs were showing, but there isn't the hardly the big side, the fullness, the muscularity. I was like, thank you.
Yeah. So you did it.
I actually did it.
Yeah. So have you ever tried steroids?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and how did that affect you? If there are guys and girls looking at this video, what do you want to tell them? Why do we take steroids?
It's not. It's you can take steroids, but you should be like careful.
Have you felt any side effects from taking steroids?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What type?
Up my estrogen body.
Yeah. Are you guys using?
No.
And you have never tried? Good girl. I love that. Come on. If I was competing, maybe. Yeah.
But like just for yourself, like not,
Yeah, I love that.
necessary unless you really go for competition, professional.
Yeah,
Then it makes sense.
Yes, so that's probably like the reason why people decide to take it is either maybe if they're going for a competition or they are comparing themselves to someone else that they want to look.
Self-esteem.
Yes.
And especially like if they want to bring it up or like they're not satisfied with a certain area of their life, so they feel like okay, they bring the best look.
Yeah.
You know, it might help them like in general, but and it always takes it to the other side.
So have you taken steroids or are you using?
I did take when I went for a competition.
Okay, and can you tell people about the side effects that you have experienced?
Well, the visible, it was just acne because I didn't use much. For women, it has to be like double taking care. It's more than for men. So yeah, definitely acne will be one of the thing that will bother women more.
So are you taking steroids?
No, not big.
Yeah. What do you think about how social media is pressing young people to take steroids to look a certain way?
They say don't take steroids, but in order to be big, in order to have a very beautiful body, you have to take. There is no way. If you are natural, you need years and you will not accomplish anything.
So do we recommend for girls and guys to use steroids or?
I cannot tell you use it or not. It always depends on what you want. What's your goal?
Yeah.
So it's up to every person. Always, if you want to use it, just please make sure you do it safely and you have a doctor beside you, knowing that everything is correct. Don't do it by your mind. Don't do it because a friend of mine did it, so I will do it. No, all the bodies work totally different. So please, don't follow your friend's advice.
So you do not recommend it to other people?
No. Only food.
Okay,
Food is better.
good. I agree with you. But it doesn't make sense if you're, let's say you're 35. Does it make sense to take steroids then?
Still makes no sense, but I think
Yeah.
you can like harm you. It harms less than when you do it with sense.
And it's everyone's own thing, you know. Like for us, for example, it would never be an option. I mean, in general, for girls, we don't think it's very healthy, but it depends on your goal for guys, you know. So if you just want to be healthy and fit, of course, you don't need it. But if you want to compete, everyone knows that it's not possible without it. So.
Well, steroids don't make you fit or strong. You know, it's an extra few percent on top of, like, I don't know, a natural ability, years of hard work. Like Lance Armstrong didn't start off by taking steroids, you know. He got to a really high level of cycling before using that to get the edge on the rest of the people who apparently were also on steroids. So it's like, I think it's a case of who can dope but not get caught.
Yeah.
I think on professional sports at the top level, most are probably on something. I think it just a lot of politics comes into play.
And if you're gonna scare people with like steroids in general, what side effects could we tell people out there?
There is like deep voice, a lot of hair.
Girls, yeah.
That's the main for me that I would not like to have it.
Yeah.
For me, messing up the hormones, losing the cycles.
Yeah. That's the scary part. Okay, so what the conclusion is, if you take steroids, tell people and don't promote it. And we are not taking any steroids. So if you need any good role models, guys, Carmen and Michelle are the ones to follow. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Oh, no
I
worries.
appreciate it. 6, right? I'm never going to forget that.
No worries at all.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me. I appreciate it. And good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Well, thank you so much, guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
My approach was to actually figure out who uses steroids and are they honest about it. And there was some pretty good answers and some answers that I was not expecting. Some of them were actually saying that if you want to use steroids, you should seek a doctor or something like that. Like they were encouraging to use it if you want to reach your potential, which in my opinion could be dangerous as far as I'm not for steroids at all. So even if you choose to seek a doctor or not, I would be on that side where you shouldn't even seek a doctor because you do not need steroids at all. Some people that we were asking that, you know, their physique were great, and I think they honestly, if they just gave it more time, like the younger generation, they would get the physique that they wanted or the physique that they had naturally. But still, when they told me that they actually were taking steroids, I was quite surprised, and young people too. So yeah, I think what I got from it is that people that you don't assume are using steroids are actually doing it. So just be very, very careful of who you actually use as your role model, because you never know. They could be really skinny and use steroids, and then the opposite way, you know, they could look really, really fit and then they're not using steroids. But yeah, just be very precautious of who you pick as your own role model. I think that it's important to talk about, as far as there's so many people comparing themselves to social media, and then their role model is saying that they are clean, but they're not. So they're comparing themselves to something that is not possible to reach.
Exactly, and that's the problem. Like people still think, people still think that it's possible to reach some levels. There are some levels it's impossible to reach natural. It's just we have to understand that if you study little bit. If you study a little bit, you will understand that this is not possible.
Yeah, we just have to be honest about it.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.